We're done! We're done with it! This is it! Welcome to Matt Reviews Books. I am your host, Matt. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a book review channel. This dedicated to older books. Books that were at one time bestsellers, but now they're more likely to be found in used bookstores, estate sales, flea markets, maybe that plastic tub that you bid on at the lien sale at a storage unit. So, if that sounds like something that you really want to follow along with, subscribe. Also, comment. Let me know what you think. And let me know what books you're reading and what you think I should read, because I will go out there and find them. I will find those books and I will read them. There will be reading. Anyway, with that, I guess you could call it front matter out of the way. So this week we are finishing it up. So here we go. Seeress of Kell, David Eddings, book 5. Are you ready for it? Synopsis. So now we're going to Kell. Our friends are going to Kell. They're need to get to their particular secrets, their book of secrets, I guess, their prophecies. They're also going to meet up with Cyradis. I said it was going to be Cyradis, right? Cyradis. And there, Cyradis surrenders herself to Zakath as a hostage for his good behavior, her good behavior. And she says, go to Perivor. What is Perivor? Perivor is an island that was settled by a group of shipwrecked Mimbrates. Yes, Mimbrates, the guys from Erendia, and they're all in steel, and they joust, and, right? Remember those guys? Well, apparently hundreds of years before the story, a group of Mimbrates were shipwrecked, and because there were no Mimbrate ladies around, they intermarried with the dolls. So it becomes a society of mystical, yet slightly stupid knights in shining armor. There in Perivor, Garion and his friends, they're trying to look for maps, because Perivor is old enough that there should be maps of that area, and they're looking for the place which is no more. They figure out where to go. They find the map, and the map says that the place which is no more that they have to get to with Zandramas is in fact the old High Places of Korim. The High Places of Korim was Torak's original temple. At Korim, they face Zandramas, and she has a whole bunch of golems with her, and so they face him down. And basically it's a draw, because that isn't the big showdown that they need to have. They have to go into the cave, where the Sadi is waiting for them. This is it. This is the big meeting, and it's all up to Cyradis. It's all down to the wire. But of course, she cracks. She chokes, and so Zandramas is like, I win, ha ha, and taunts Cyradis. Cyradis gets mad at Zandramas, and basically, in simply being mad at Zandramas, chooses the next child of light, which is, in effect, the last choosing. It's the last meeting. That's it. It's all done. What happens? Zandramas and the Sadi get turned into stars. Cyradis picked Ariond. And Ariond is now the god of Angarak. That's it. Everybody goes home. Few loose ends, though. It is revealed, David Eddings writes in, that Polgara and Sinedra are pregnant. When they get home, Garion gets a letter from Zakath. Zakath has married Cyradis. And he is talking about, as the Emperor of Mallorean, and pretty much Angarak at this point, he has a front row seat to all the changes that Ariond is making in Angarak society. I guess with that, we move on to thoughts. honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little bit let down. It's not the ending I really wanted to see. I would have liked to have seen this particular world of David Eddings also follow maybe some long lines of what Raymond E. Feist did with Midkemia. And he created this entire single world with all these layers and characters and facets, and you could just keep reading and reading and reading and reading, and it was always just this world that was all tied together and interconnected. We don't really get that with this story, and it kind of, honestly, Eddings tries to end solidly, tries to end it with finish and a flourish, and it feels more like it fizzles out. Zandramas is going to lose. He foreshadows the whole thing through most of the series, building and building and building. So by the time it happens, it's kind of anticlimactic. I think this is kind of the weakest entry in all 10 books. Even book 5 of the Belgariad, Enchanter's Endgame, had a better finish. Landed much more solid. There's a couple of things. Let me nitpick here just for a second. And I got some notes. I wrote some notes. I always write notes. First, Cyradis is afraid of making the wrong choice. She has spent her entire life working to this point. She is the focus of her entire people, and she can't do it. Wait a minute, you were so self-assured, and you have all this power, and now you're gonna choke? Couldn't you choke before? Couldn't you give us a sense of that this could happen? David Eddings, rest in peace, why didn't he show us her vulnerability in book 3? So that then we could be like, oh, she failed before, she might fail again. Second, Polgara and Sinedra are pregnant. When the hell did they have sex in this book? When did they have sex at all during this series? Because I tell you what, first of all, Sinedra, since her baby was kidnapped all the way in book 1, probably has not been in the mood. She's been in a psychological head space. She's not there. Polgara, there is kind of a offhand discussion that she has with Belgarath early on in Guardians of the West, where Belgarath is like, yeah, you need to have some space, some time with Dernick. You're just married. Let me take Arion and away for a while, and you can be husband and wife. It's just implied husband and wives have sex, but again, Eddings just circumambulates the whole subject. He doesn't even get close. When did Polgara and Dernick have sex to conceive a child? When did Garion and Sinedra? You don't have to give a pornographic description of what they do, just be a little bit more direct. That really is, those are the faults that I have with this book. Because it all comes at the end, and everything is building up, and then, the end is just weak. It's a soft landing. The Knights of Perivor, though, they're cool. I will end this on a positive note. I like the idea of the Knights of Perivor. Shipwrecked Mimbrates. I'd like to read that story. David Eddings, rest in peace, but I would have really loved to read that story. Again, I'm going to read these books over and over and over again. But just because I like the characters, I like this world. With that, I will say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This is the end of this series. I will see you next time.